Alright, what is up, Transformer fans, and welcome to Bruticus Week Day 4. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Swindle. Here we have his box. You can see here it says Fall of Cybertron, has a nice picture of his alt mode there. Up top you can see a nice artistic representation that is actually him from the game with his colors. I don't believe they're actually modified. I believe that is actually the colors from the game. It says part 4 of 5 there for Bruticus. And that's the front. And the back of the box, here we'll read his bio. To the other Combaticons, the war with the Autobots is an epic clash for the fate of the universe. To Swindle, it's a business opportunity. While his teammates relish the frenzy of destruction that causes Decepticon Bruticus, Swindle quietly calculates how much he can get for selling all the scrap metal that'll be lying around afterward. There's Swindle in his robot mode. It's hideously mistransformed. But there he is in his Cybertronian assault transport mode. There he is, part 4 of 5. There is tech specs, in case you want to read those. And that's the back of the box. Swindle comes with one weapon packed in, and it is this little black rifle. And I'm going to go ahead and focus on it here so you can see all the detail. It is black, but it does have a lot of sculpted in detail on the top here and on the sides. It is like a triangular barreled gun with some, I think that's a missile on the side there. Has a peg here, and a peg here. Then there's a peg hole in the barrel, actually, where other weapons can combine with it. And that's that. So it's a nice little gun. Swindle's weapon incorporates into his vehicle mode only one way. There's a peg hole here on top of the vehicle mode. And all you do is just slide it right in here. Make sure it's straight, of course. And there you have Swindle armed with his little cannon there. So, that's the only way it'll sit on the vehicle mode. So, speaking of the vehicle mode, he is a primarily yellow with purple details, Cybertronian kind of SUV. He's got gunmetal gray detailing all along the back here, and for the engines, he's got black pipes running along, black wheels, black exhaust pipes right there, a black little cow catcher, and the wheels are solid black as well, if I hadn't mentioned that. But he does roll very well, so that's good. That's the vehicle mode. And here we have Swindle compared to his commanding officer, Onslaught, and Soundwave. Excuse me. As you can see here, Swindle actually dominates the size here, as he is very, very tall and wide, and he's overall a very bulky vehicle mode. Onslaught obviously is a little more squat and close to the ground, but Swindle has got very large tires. He's kind of a ride-high off-road vehicle. But as you can see, I'll go ahead and just stand him up here. Soundwave will stand up on his own, so will Swindle, but probably Onslaught you'll have to hold. As you can see here, the Swindle is obviously longer, and he just looks overall more solid and well built, if you can say that. But you can see here, he's definitely probably you can't see it over Onslaught, but you can definitely tell how he's bigger than Soundwave and a little bit bigger than Onslaught. If only Onslaught didn't have this giant array on the top there. But Swindle is a very, very large vehicle mode. Transformation is, once again, very simple, but very unique in its own. What you want to do first, you want to come up top here, and you want to split. Well, what I do first is I get the arms out of the way, just in case. You want to bring these down and forward, just in case. I had an issue with the arms on my last Swindle, so this is kind of a safety precaution for myself, personally. But you just want to grab and pull the front from the back of the vehicle. Then you extend the back down. Then you can take the front, take the hood and flip it up. Then these shoulders are an interesting case. What they do is they lift up, and then you see this silver bar here. They actually slide up. Focus. 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 Focus right there. There it goes. It slides up on this silver bar. You just gotta wiggle it a little bit. It slides up on the silver bar, and it slides up and locks into place. You can see now where this one is as compared to this one. It slides up and locks into place. And this one does it a little bit easier, just slides up and locks into place right there. And you want to take the waist and rotate it 90 degrees. You can take the head and you just come underneath and push up. There you got the head. Then getting the arms out of the way. There's 2 tabs here that plug in right there. And then there's 2 tabs on the bottom of the cow catchers that plug in right here on the waist. And so pushing down, you got to angle the cow catchers kind of down. Or the minesweepers. I keep calling them cow catchers for some reason, but they are minesweepers. You want to push these into place, and then you just gotta really push and work the tabs underneath the head into place too. So now, well, if you could see that, he is properly transformed. We're on the front of the box, and neither of those were tabbed into place. You can take the foot and flip it out on either side, split the legs down the middle, and here on the side you want to take these smokestacks and flip them up. So you want to rotate them up and around like so. Then it's just a matter of getting the shoulders lined up properly. And here we have Swindle in his robot mode, and now you can see what I'm talking about as the chest isn't gargantuanly sticking out. It is tabbed solidly into place, and he actually looks like a robot. His shoulders are up in the proper position, and a lot of the early stock photos of this guy really made him look ugly, but if you transform him correctly, he really is a very nice robot mode. So his paint here is the same thing as vehicle mode. A lot of the parts, except for the arms and shoulder bits, are the same thing we've seen in vehicle mode. The shoulder bits are actually yellow with purple detailing on them, so there's nothing you're really missing there. And the arms are all yellow as well, and the hands are obviously black. You can see here all the detail. He's kind of hollow on the back, but from the front this guy just looks so beefy, and he's a really cool figure. And we'll take a look at that face. Very, very nice. And a fun fact, Swindle is the only Combaticon that does not have yellow eyes. His eyes are purple in order to fully drive home the homage to his Generation 1 counterpart. But he is the only one with purple eyes, and frankly, the only one without yellow eyes. And here we have Swindle compared to his commander again, Onslaught there, and there he is with Soundwave, and this time they're in robot mode. As you can see, Swindle is very, very bulky, even bulkier than Onslaught. He does kind of have the width of Soundwave, though, which is why these figures look so good together. So he is a very, very tall, very bulky figure. And he can hold his gun in the robot mode in his hand. That's really the only place it'll go. Just slide it right in there, and there he has his gun. He can hold it in either hand, so personal preference. But yeah. He uses his gun. Posability on Swindle is very nice. Up top, his head does have a back and forth swivel joint. However, due to the way the chest tabs in, it does restrict his up and down movement to nothing. He can only look side to side. His shoulders are fully ball jointed, and they can swivel in and out, and you can even articulate this piece however much you want to. He can move this joint here at the base of the elbow due to the way the wheel is, so if you want to have him raise his arm up or back, you can do that as well. He has a ball joint at the elbow and nothing at the wrist. The waist is fully articulated. He has a fully ball jointed hip, and he has a swivel joint there at the base of the hip, a fully articulated knee, 90 degrees. The toes do not go forward, but they can angle down due to transformation. And that's about it. Swindle, you can get a lot of good poses with him. He doesn't seem very articulated, but a lot of good poses actually come out of this guy. Okay, now to transform him back to his vehicle mode. What you want to do first, we'll just go ahead and untab the top here, untab this from the front, and untap the top, and just bring that up. Then what you do is take the legs, snap them together, then take the feet, and they fold down like so. You can go ahead and rotate the waist 180 degrees. Then you're going to do the opposite of what we did going to robot mode. Take the piece here, and just wiggle it. Wiggle it. I'm going to wiggle it as I try to knock the camera off. Just wiggle it, and it slides down like so. You can see now it's back. That's what it looks like in robot mode, and this is what it's supposed to look like in vehicle mode. You want to take your hands and just kind of bring them. I gotta do this side too. Wiggle. You can't see because Swindle's head is in the way. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright, there you go. You got that. And then you want to take Swindle's head and just push it down in there, like so. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the knees, you're going to bend the knees, and then fold this up like so. You're going to take these armor pieces and they fold up, and they're going to go underneath this hood piece here. So you're just, what you want to do now is take the smokestacks and flip them forward to where they cover up the hands. Like that. Then you're going to collapse the arms in here like so. You got to make sure these pieces are, there's only a certain amount of clearance and they just sit up in there. And then there's these little tabs on the side of the arms that tab into the upper thigh here on the ball joint. Sometimes you're going to have to straighten this ball joint up. But yeah, the hands just, the arms rather, just actually slide right in there and tab in, making sure shoulder guards are all straightened up like so. So that's what you want the underside to look like. The shoulder guards have to be under there. And you just take the front here, and these two tabs, they're gonna, for vehicle mode, they're gonna tab in. There's actually two sets of tabs. You can see it kind of looks like a V right there. The top one is what you're gonna use for vehicle mode, and this bottom one here is for his combination. So you're gonna want to take the tabs, and they just, well, yeah, they just, you can see the top there. The tabs are going in, and just with a little bit of force, it just snaps together. And there we have Swindle in his vehicle mode. And just straighten him up a little bit. That'll be good. So yeah, Swindle's a very cool figure. I really do enjoy having him. I missed him a lot when he was gone. I actually had to get a replacement. So Swindle is probably next to Vortex my favorite figure. He's probably my second out of the line, my favorite. He does have some problems, but overall I think he's a very good figure. And today is day 4, so we've got one more individual bot to go, and then it's time to combine into the big bad. So anyway, thank you for viewing this video, and goodbye.